Ladies and gentlemen, in a century, the Caribbean Sea has endured countless storms, both large and small, but rarely has the world witnessed a weather phenomenon as extreme as this. Hurricane Melissa, which just a few days ago was merely a weak tropical depression, has now become a Category 5 super typhoon, a true monster over the ocean. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, in less than 24 hours, Melissa has intensified dramatically from a tropical storm to a full-fledged super hurricane, with sustained winds exceeding 285 km per hour and gusts surpassing 320 km per hour. The central pressure has dropped below 910 hectopascals, making it one of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded in the Western Atlantic. This is not only a rare meteorological event, but a looming catastrophe threatening the lives and livelihoods of millions of people on the island nation of Jamaica. As of this morning, the eye of Hurricane Melissa was located about 125 kilometers south of Kingston, moving at a speed of only about 2 to 3 kilometers per hour, nearly stationary over waters with record high surface temperatures of 31 degrees Celsius. Satellite imagery from NOAA shows a clearly defined eye, a massive vortex about 25 kilometers in diameter. Surrounding the eye are dense convective bands reaching heights of more than 15 kilometers, indicating that the system has reached maximum stability. Outer rain bands have already begun sweeping into southern Jamaica since early morning, causing deep flooding in several coastal areas. Rainfall measured in Kingston over the first 6 hours of the day has exceeded 150 millimeters, while in St. Thomas and Portland parishes, totals have surpassed 200 millimeters. This pattern signals a catastrophic scenario. Jamaica could endure torrential rain and hurricane-force winds for the next 48 hours as the storm remains nearly stationary, continuously pounding the same region with wind and rain. The U.S. National Hurricane Center has issued its highest emergency warning, urging residents of Jamaica to seek safe shelter immediately. In its official statement, the NHC emphasized that a prolonged period of strong winds, heavy rain, flash floods, and landslides is beginning, expected to cause severe damage to infrastructure, widespread power outages, and isolation of many communities. Meanwhile, Haiti, eastern Cuba, and the Cayman Islands have also been placed under high alert. This is no longer an ordinary weather hazard but, as international experts have described, a climate-level catastrophe. What makes Melissa unique among other storms is not only its sheer power but also its highly unusual track. Instead of moving northwestward like most Atlantic hurricanes, Melissa is attacking Jamaica from south to north, a path that no Category 5 hurricane has taken in more than 100 years. This means that the entire southern portion of the island, including the capital Kingston, is facing the most dangerous part of the storm, the zone of strongest winds and highest storm surge. Waves are expected to reach heights of 5 to 8 meters, crashing directly into coastal communities. Particularly as the storm moves so slowly, rain will persist over the same area for an extended period, producing rain accumulation that could exceed 1.000 millimeters in total, enough to trigger massive flash floods and landslides. According to the latest forecast models from GFS, US, and ECMWF, Europe, Hurricane Melissa will maintain Category 5 intensity throughout today and tonight, between approximately 10 p.m. on October 27 and 4 a.m. on October 28 local time. The storm's eye is expected to make a direct landfall in the Portland Cottage-Kingston-Morant Bay area. This is Jamaica's most densely populated region, the island's economic, political, and transportation center. At landfall, maximum sustained winds near the eye are forecast to reach 320 to 330 km per hour, with a central pressure of just 905 hectopascals. After sweeping across Jamaica for 12 to 18 hours, Melissa is expected to continue northward, impacting eastern Cuba and the Bahamas before gradually weakening over the Atlantic by midweek. However, experts warn that even after leaving Jamaica, Melissa may still remain a Category 3 or 4 hurricane, powerful enough to devastate any area along its path. In Haiti, Heavy rains from the outer bands of Melissa have already caused at least 5 deaths and damaged hundreds of homes. The Dominican Republic has reported dozens of landslides and 1 fatality. Cuba has evacuated more than 10,000 people from the provinces of Guantanamo and Santiago de Cuba. Meanwhile, Jamaica's government has declared a national state of emergency, suspending all air, sea, and road transportation. Schools, hospitals, and the Norman Manley International Airport have been closed. In a special address this morning, Jamaica's Prime Minister stated, "We are facing the greatest challenge of our generation. This is a time that calls for unity, calm, and absolute compliance with government instructions." Regarding rainfall, forecasts for the next 3 days indicate that eastern and central Jamaica will be hardest hit. The areas of Kingston, St. Thomas, and Portland could receive between 800 and 1.200 millimeters of rain. Central regions including St. Andrew and Clarendon are expected to see 400 to 700 millimeters. While even western parishes such as Hanover and Westmoreland could receive 200 to 300 millimeters. The combination of persistent rain and steep mountainous terrain will raise the risk of landslides in the Blue Mountains to extreme levels. Major rivers, Rio Grande, Yalas, Morant, and Rio Cobar, are expected to rise rapidly, leading to flash floods and mudflows that could destroy bridges and homes. Offshore, storm surges are projected at 3 to 5 meters, possibly exceeding 6 meters near Kingston Harbor if coinciding with high tide. Meteorologists believe Melissa is the direct result of a rare combination of record-high ocean temperatures, abundant low-level humidity, and minimal vertical wind shear. In the context of global climate change, the average sea surface temperature across the Caribbean has risen by more than 1.2 degrees Celsius compared to the long-term mean, allowing the ocean to store far more energy, fueling faster and more intense hurricane development. In 2025, with ENSO in a neutral phase leaning toward La Niña, Atlantic hurricane activity has become even more active. Melissa stands as clear evidence of the emerging, new generation of super hurricanes, rapidly intensifying, slow-moving, and maintaining peak strength for prolonged periods. Melissa's impact extends far beyond the Caribbean, as this massive hurricane draws in enormous air masses from the Atlantic. It is simultaneously pulling a strong cold front southward from Canada into the United States. From Texas to Georgia, central and southeastern states are expected to experience a sharp temperature drop of 10 to 20 degrees Celsius between October 30th and November 1st. Some southern plains areas may record their lowest temperatures of the fall season so far. At the same time, the Gulf Coast, including Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle, could see severe thunderstorms and even isolated tornadoes. Experts describe this as a climate domino effect, where a tropical superstorm can reshape weather patterns thousands of kilometers away. In Jamaica, emergency operations are underway at full speed. The Army, police, rescue, and medical forces have been deployed to key regions. The government has opened more than 200 shelters across the island, prioritizing the elderly, children, and pregnant women. National television and radio stations are broadcasting alerts every 30 minutes, providing safety guidance. Authorities have urged people to leave wooden homes, low-lying houses, or coastal and hillside residences. Every household is advised to prepare food, clean water, medicine, flashlights, and backup batteries for at least 5 days. When winds exceed 100 kilometers per hour, residents are strictly warned not to go outdoors. The Red Cross, the United Nations, and the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, are ready to deliver humanitarian aid, with dozens of tons of relief supplies prepared for shipment to Jamaica once conditions allow. The first images from southern coastal areas of Jamaica reveal the devastating power of Melissa. Fierce winds have torn off roofs, uprooted trees, toppled power poles, and left entire neighborhoods without electricity. Videos recorded by residents in Kingston show skies as dark as night, visibility below 100 meters, torrential rainfall, and howling winds. A reporter from the Jamaica Gleaner described, "We can literally feel the ground shaking as gusts strike." Window glass vibrates violently, and high-rise buildings sway under the pressure. In the eastern mountains, landslides have cut off transportation routes, isolating communities in St. Thomas, Portland, and the Blue Mountains. Experts warn that the aftermath of Melissa could last for months. After the storm passes, Jamaica will face widespread landslides, water contamination, disease outbreaks, power shortages, and food crises. Rebuilding infrastructure could take years. The University of Miami stated, "Melissa is not just a storm. It is a warning about the future of the region's climate, where Category 5 hurricanes may become the new normal." As Melissa moves northward, Caribbean waters will remain abnormally warm, around 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. Forecast models suggest that in early November, another low-pressure system may form east of the Bahamas, though its development potential appears lower due to stronger wind shear. Nonetheless, experts emphasize that the 2025 hurricane season is not yet over, and the risk of additional powerful tropical cyclones remains for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, Hurricane Melissa is a stark reminder of nature's immense power and humanity's vulnerability in the face of climate change. A storm can form, intensify, and devastate faster than anyone can react. For the people of Jamaica, the coming hours will be a true fight for survival. For the rest of the world, this is a wake-up call to an uncertain climate future. We will continue to bring you the latest updates on Hurricane Melissa in our upcoming reports. Please stay tuned, share verified information, and keep the people of Jamaica and the entire Caribbean in your thoughts and prayers as they battle the fury of nature. Chat GPT ko the Mac Loy. Hey Kiem Tra Kak Thong T.